Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I released Final Dawn, which is the first single off of my upcoming solo ambient album. I haven't released a full-length solo ambient project in over 3 years, so I'm excited to get these tracks out into the world. There will be 4 singles leading up to the full release at the end of March. For each single, I'm going to do an overview of the session and talk about some of the techniques I used on that track. The majority of Final Dawn is made up of these 3 elements. The first is a heavily processed arpeggio that creates almost a percussive rhythm. I'm going to talk more about how exactly I did this in the video for one of the later singles. The second is a pad that is playing the same notes as the arpeggio. The third is a pad that is playing the root and fifth of the chords the arpeggios are outlining. Next is this synth loop that was recorded using Rpls on Norns. I have a video about Rpls if you'd like to learn more about that. For this I recorded OP1 into Rpls and then set one of the playheads to play back at half speed and the other to play in reverse. After that we have the bass. The patch itself is really simple, just an instance of initialized operator with the envelope tweaked. I used this chain on a few of the tracks on the album, so like the first track, I'll be diving into the specific processing in a later video. Next is the lead, which is Ableton's Drift synth. This is another simple patch, just 2 sine waves slightly detuned with some noise running into a delay. Before I get into the last track, there are 2 samples that are briefly featured. The first is used as a subtle transition effect. The second one is a piano recording used in the outro. Both of these are from one of the sample packs I did for SoundGhost called Esoteric Beats. The final track, and the one I want to spend the most time on, is what sounds to me like digital bird songs. There's a lot of processing going on here, so I'm going to bypass everything and reintroduce them one by one. This is what the raw audio sounds like. This is one of the OP1 presets from SoundGhost's Float pack recorded straight into Ableton. The first thing I added was a delay. This is just the stock Ableton Echo device set to dotted eighth notes. Next I added color, which is from Ableton's Stray Cats collection. It features some different noise profiles and vinyl emulation, as well as a filter. I'm mainly using this for distortion, but there is some subtle vinyl noise as well. I also rolled off the top end with the filter. After that is an EQ3 to cut out everything below 579 Hz. Next we have 2 other devices from the Stray Cats collection. First is Scram Delay, which is creating a bunch of random glitchy delay lines. Stochastic delay is repeating those glitches. After that is an EQ8, which is cleaning up any other unwanted low-end material and giving a slight boost. Auto-tune comes next, which is aggressively retuning delays. This is where it all starts sounding like bird songs to me. Auto-tune is struggling to keep up with all the information coming at it, which creates all these tweety sounds. Next is shifter, which is something I used a ton on this album. I have the coarse pitch set to 1 octave down and the window set to 350 milliseconds, which creates some glitchy repeats. After that is Redux, which is another device I fell in love with while creating this album. This is just lowering the bit depth to get some hiss and the sample rate to get some high frequency sizzle. Almost at the end here, Verbotron is another Stray Cats device and is just a really nice digital sounding reverb in my opinion. After that is an auto pan to swirl the sound around the stereo field. And finally, a limiter to bring the gain up a bit. In context of the song, I think it adds a dreamlike atmosphere that is almost familiar, but if you listen closely, very strange. That's going to do it for today. I hope this was interesting, and I'm looking forward to covering the next 4 tracks in the coming weeks. Like I said in the intro, the singles will be out every 2 weeks until the full album releases in March. If you want to hear the full track, you can find it on all streaming services, as well as on my Bandcamp, which I'll link in the video description. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.